The Dershow.
The UN didn't establish Israel, but it did create a circumstance under which a two-state solution would have been possible. Israel would have gotten a small sliver of land on the Mediterranean coast, and the Palestinians would have gotten a vast majority of the arable land in what was then the mandate. But the Arabs rejected that plan. The Israelis accepted it. The Arabs went to war, and they've come up with this phony concept called the Nakba. There's nothing as phony historically as the Nakba. The Nakba is the great tragedy where Israel sent so many Arabs away from their homes. No, that never happened. It's a myth. What happened is that Israel accepted the partition plan. And if the Arabs had accepted the partition plan, there wouldn't be a single Arab refugee. Israel didn't intend to get rid of any Arabs that were included within the Jewish part of what was going to be Eretz Yisrael, the state of Israel. It's only when the united armies of all the Arab countries, every single one of them surrounding Israel, decided to reject the UN resolution and engage in a genocidal plot against the newly established Israel, it was only then that many Arabs left on their own, thinking they would come back victorious and get the homes of the Jews, and others were left because the Israeli military, in an effort to defend itself, had to make sure that the towns that connected Israeli towns didn't have hostile Arab gunmen. And so, yes, a disaster occurred, and 700,000 or so Arabs were deprived of their homes, some voluntarily, some not. At the same time, 700,000 Jews were deprived of their homes in Arab countries. But the fault was 100% with the Arabs. They rejected the deal that would have allowed every Arab to live in his or her home, every single one of them. Ben-Gurion had announced not a single Arab will be displaced. It was only when the Arabs attacked Israel that these displacements occurred. So talk about Nakba all you want, but point the finger at your leaders. Don't blame Israel. The Nakba had nothing to do with Israel. It was started by the Arab attempt to commit genocide against the newly established nation state for the Jewish people. But for the Arab attack, there'd be no Nakba. So don't give me Nakba. Don't give me Israeli inflicted damage. You know, people compare the Nakba to the Holocaust. I mean, my God, that's a form of Holocaust denial. The Nakba was a self-inflicted wound by Arabs against Arabs. The Holocaust, obviously, was an attempt at complete genocide of the Jewish people who didn't raise a single gun or didn't do anything to disrupt life in Germany or in Europe. So these comparisons are so absurd and ridiculous.